Last year I was dealing with pretty bad back pain with my stride, and I felt like I had to overextend and tightened up my back muscles a lot, but with these I haven't noticed back pain at all this year.
A scientific study by Brock University compared the Marsblade i2s with dynamic pitch to traditional holders with fixed pitch, revealing findings that aligns with the increasing number of players reporting fewer injuries since switching to Marsblade. The results from the study showed an average reduction in mean and peak forces of approximately between 4.5 and 7.5% when skating on Marsblade. And it's important to note that players skated on a skating treadmill at a constant speed for a given amount of time, making the low forces a key indicator for better performance. And while the lower mean forces shows how much players improve their skating efficiency with Marsblade, the lower peak forces supports the injury prevention aspect of the technology, as it's widely recognized in sports that reducing peak forces is a critical factor in minimizing both acute and overuse injuries. Since players skated at the same velocity and covered the same distance on both types of holders, the higher peak force when skating on holders with a fixed pitch does not indicate a performance enhancement, but rather shows an elevated risk of injury. In contrast, skating on the Marsblade i2s with dynamic pitch resulted in significantly lower peak forces and provide strong scientific backing of the growing anecdotal feedback from players experiencing fewer injuries when skating on Marsblade. This shows how our technology combines improved skating efficiency and performance with injury prevention.
I had a previous hip injury, and Hammy kind of suggested them to me, and then the next practice I put them on, and I really saw a big difference in my glide, in my turns and edges, and that previous hip injury went away, and yeah, it was a great change.
We talked about it yesterday, I find it's good in injury prevention. I find I'm not working as hard to turn and come out of turns and stuff, so I find it really beneficial on that side for sure.
They make me faster and I feel better and more confident, and a big thing is I've had hip problems in the past and my hips have felt a lot better.
Testing the Marsblades, I found I didn't have to tie my skates as tight because they rock, and it gave me more mobility, I found, for lace bite, because I've had it bad my whole life, and I found it really helped me with moving without pain.
One thing that's very common with the players is they don't like change. And with this guy, was one of our top guys and a veteran guy that's been around, and he's been using the same stick for 4 years. He doesn't change much at all. He knows what he likes. He happened to tweak his groin or hip earlier this year. This was about a month or two into, I would say, our team experiment with the i2s. So I started to learn a lot about what the players are feeling when they're using them. One of the common things was they felt a benefit to their legs and the hip area. I've seen players getting hip or groin injuries before, and they start getting wrapped up by the trainer, and this typically takes about 2-3 weeks. So when he came back that week, I saw him getting taped up. I pitched him the idea of using the holder and telling him, hey, a lot of the guys are saying they're feeling benefits and a lot less strain on their legs. With him, he was willing to give them a shot, and within a day or two, his hip and groin had started feeling better, and he's been using them since.